India's Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan has resigned. It comes after youth-led protests swept the country over a growing dispute sparked by examination paper leaks. Pradhan says he submitted his resignation to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Protest leaders from the Cockroach Janata Party have been holding talks with the government and demanding Pradhan step down.
Dharmendra Pradhan has resigned. What did they used to say? That in this government there will be no resignations. We just want to say the world will bow. We just need someone to make them bow. This is for them. This is for all the students whose lives were taken by Dharmendra Pradhan.
Well, Pradhan posted his resignation statement on X. Here's a part of what he said. The developments of the past 10 days have saddened me. This is not a matter of personal prestige for me. India's youth are the true strength of this nation. It is my resolve that I will not allow the youth of this country to become trapped in the cycle of confusion and delusion. The situation that has arisen at Jantar Mantar and across the country should not be exploited by anti-national forces. Well, for more than a month, tens of thousands of supporters across India have joined protests led by the Cockroach Janata Party. They're also demanding that legal action be taken against authorities involved in the crackdown on student protesters. India's opposition leader Rahul Gandhi says many of them were beaten by police.
There are thousands and thousands of youngsters who have had lathis break their legs, lathis break their heads, pellets in their bodies. The people who have done this, the organizers and the implementers, need to be punished and made accountable. Leader of this entire machinery that is doing this, Mr. Narendra Modi, has to apologize for what he has done.
Let's go live to New Delhi, speak to Neha, Poonia. Good to see you, Neha. So firstly, walk us through the immediate details on the ground following Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation. I mean, does it come with any further concessions to the students?
Neve, before this resignation was announced, we did see the government try and reach out to students in the days preceding today. You had Prime Minister Narendra Modi issue that rare selfie-style video where he said that this is a big concern for his government. He promised a legislation. They removed several officials from the National Testing Agency that was responsible for carrying out that medical exam. But the Cockroach Janata Party and its supporters have been steadfast. They've said their biggest and most important priority was to see the government take accountability, and that would only come if Dharmendra Pradhan resigned, which is why this is such a remarkable development. He's posted, as you said, on social media platform X. He's tried to reach out to the students through that resignation letter. He says that he had never turned his back on the problems, essentially saying that he does take responsibility for what happened. He said it's his moral responsibility to ensure that the expectations of students are fulfilled. He said he's thankful for the opportunity given to him by the Prime Minister to serve this ministry, and that he's saddened by the developments of the last 10 days. He says India's real strength lies in its youth power, and that the situation at the Jantar Mantar protest site should not be taken hostage by anti-national elements. So with all of this in mind, he said he's decided to resign. He said he sent his resignation letter to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's office. Now, remember, there was going to be another round of talks between representatives of the Cockroach Janata Party and ministers from Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government. And the Cockroach Janata Party had made it very clear that there was no point in holding another round of talks if Dharmendra Pradhan didn't go. That has now happened. But they've also said, even as celebrations are happening at that protest site, that their other demands remain. They want compensation for families of the students who died by suicide following that exam leak scandal. They want the government to assure that anyone who is part of this protest will not face legal prosecution. And they also now say they want an apology from the police teams on the ground that were involved in that crackdown against students when they attempted to march to Parliament earlier in the week. Really the moment that saw this protest go from being relegated to that one street in New Delhi to becoming a nationwide movement.
And Neha, put this into context for us, if you would. I mean, how significant is it that this youth movement has been able to force a high-profile cabinet resignation? Is this a rare crack in the Modi government's firm stance against opposition groups?
Absolutely. I mean, experts have been saying this, for 10 years plus, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his government have seen invincible. We've never seen a moment like this where public pressure has led to a high-profile minister resigning. And even leading up to this moment, Neve, it looked like the government was trying to see if they could, find a way to resolve this situation without actually having the Education Minister resign, which is why you had Prime Minister Narendra Modi, issue that video speaking directly to Gen Z. You had him announcing this legislation. You had him announcing the removal of the Education Secretary. But on the ground, this movement has taken a life of its own. Everyone on the ground was saying that these are all band-aid measures, given how bogged down India's judiciary already is. A fast-track court or a new law is not going to fix a problem that's already happened, which is why this is remarkable. The fact that finally you've had a senior minister in Mr. Modi's government announce his resignation. And Abhijit Dipke, the founder of the CJP, the Cockroach Janata Party, referenced this, saying that there used to be this aura of fear that you couldn't hold government ministers accountable, but with this protest, with this huge movement on the ground that's no longer limited just to New Delhi, it looks like that perception has changed and that the government has certainly been under immense pressure to act. We're also hearing, Neve, that there are reports of clashes happening on the ground close to the protest site, celebrations taking place where Abhijit Dipke and his team members are sitting, but further away from there, we've seen videos circulating online that show police teams using sticks to push protesters back, using tear gas shells, some protesters clashing with the police teams as well. So it's still a very sensitive, developing situation on the ground, and protesters have signaled they want all their demands met. So it doesn't look like they're going anywhere just yet, but it's certainly a huge win for the movement that has become more than just about exam leaks. It's become about the angst of an entire generation against the economic situation in India, particularly the rate of unemployment, which is in the double digits for those under the age of 25.
Neha, many thanks for that. Neha Poonia there in New Delhi. Well, just to add to what Neha's just been telling us, India's Cockroach Janata Party, just to remind you, started as an online joke. Since it was launched just weeks ago, it gained more than 22 million Instagram followers. Its founder says nearly all of those followers are based in India. The movement says it speaks for young Indians frustrated by unemployment, national exam-related scandals and rising costs of living. It's also under intense scrutiny by the government. Officials had questioned the group's rapid rise and blocked its X account, citing security concerns. India has more than 700 million people under the age of 30, and youth unemployment is officially at almost 10%.